Hey guys, today we're going to be installing a glass shower door system. I'm going to run you through all the different options and teach you, because let's face it, if you've got a shower with a traditional shower curtain, it's ugly, right? It smells. And it does one major disadvantage is every time you open that shower curtain to the wall and you leave it after you're done, you're holding moisture against your tile. And in most cases, in most houses in North America, you don't have waterproofing in behind that tile, not from the manufacturer who built the home. So that encourages and develops a moldy smell. What we're gonna do is we're gonna say, let's throw the shower curtain out, let's replace it. And you got two options. You either have a full shower system like this, or you've got a tub shower system like this, okay? So when you go, this product is from Home Depot. We'll put the links in the video as well, okay? You can order this online, have it delivered, because this is heavy, it's tempered glass. What you do is you want to just measure for the height of the glass, okay? In my case, I've got a full size, it's a 70-inch. You can buy the shorter version if you've got a tub, not a problem. So that's step one, pick the size of glass. This one comes as 2 sliding panels, all right? So step 2 is you got to get your track. This is the side wall and it's the overhead. Now when you're looking at the size of your space, this says it's a 48-inch. What that means is there's 48 inches of glass here. And it fits openings from 43 3/8 to 47 3/8. But the track here has a track on each side that the glass slides into. And so if your hole is just a little bit bigger like mine, it's gonna work out just fine, okay? So it gives you a little bit of mercy. Step 2, it goes from 48 to 60. It covers all the different shower sizes, all right? Almost every major shower standard size out there, this one track is gonna solve for you, and you gotta cut the header down. Step 3 is you pick your handle, all right? The tempered glass comes pre-drilled for your handle assembly. This is a really economical way to get this done. If you wanna get a custom shower door made, you're looking at thousands of dollars, right? And weeks before it comes in. If you go this way, I know it's not quite as sexy, but it gets rid of the shower curtain, it makes your space look big and bright, it's easier to keep clean, and you can install this yourself and have it delivered to your home. So this is a great affordable option, all right? Let's just jump into this, because step 1, of course, is we have to build out our frame. Now, I've installed a bunch of shower doors in my career. Before I was on YouTube, I ran a custom bathroom business. Ugh, let me tell you, not every bathroom out there needs to spend money like you see on HGTV in the bathroom. Most people are very well suited with an average home to put in an average quality system like this. It doesn't require any tools that a DIYer doesn't already possess. Okay, so don't be intimidated. Once you've seen the process, I'm sure that you're going to be quite confident. Rule number 1 though, when you're working with metal in your finished bathroom, because door is almost one of the last things to go in. Rule number 1 is save a piece of cardboard and put it on the ground. Okay, you don't want to chip tile or chip glaze or have any kind of accidents. All right, let's throw all the hardware out here first. Now we're done with that box. Okay, installation, what a book. Oh my goodness. Safety, 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 blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, next. So they have the installation for the entire project in here. It's not just these pieces. And reversible, nice to know. So you stick it up, you put on the wheels and you hang it. That's about as easy as that gets. All right, here we go. Now, because the sides, okay, are universal, which means these sides fit this glass every time. We don't have to cut these down. There you go. They are going to represent. Why is the hell? Fucking morons. All right. Just put it in a bigger box. All right. We got to get rid of all this packaging here. And then we have the bottom rail as well. So let's just go through this. All right. I have to cut this to size, okay, obviously, right? And this is going to be designed so that my sliding door will operate inside of this system, okay? This is the track, goes at the end, all right? So we have one concern now when you're measuring is you have to measure from the inside to the inside, okay? So now we already know that we'll put the sides on first and then we'll cut and install the bottom track second, which makes this really simple. Now, if you're like me, you try to cut things relatively level so that installing things like this is simple. I also know from the beginning that putting in my decorative glass, I wanted to have it near the top of the shower because I knew there was going to be a mount somewhere around here. They always come with top, middle, and bottom, okay? Actually get the location of this. This is the biggest trick. Let's assume, because I've got a sill, I've got lots of flexibility here. So I'm going to try to keep it away from my edge a little bit. There's a hell of a noise then. And that's the, and there's your problem, right there. Doesn't make it. There's a hollow cavity back here, okay? So here's what we do instead. We're just gonna go like this. Now this is dry erase marker, so it's not permanent, okay? Get one of these when you're working on tile. We're gonna put a line where the hole is. We're gonna get our eyes right in front of this again. That's gonna be tricky, it's right next to the grout line. Yeah, and you gotta get down and dirty here to check it, to know where you're going. All right, there we go. There's my 3 holes on that side. I'm going to throw a laser line on that wall, and I have to do it in a flat surface, okay? And I'm about 1 inch over from there. Now for continuity for the other side, I'm going to measure back from my outside corner, 2 inches. The hole is at 1 inch. This is a 2 inch. Okay, that's a little bit much then. So that's 1 inch. Just exposes that white tile. I like that. Okay, so let's go right on the 2 inch mark. Boom. So now we know. I'm just going to write it on the other side of the wall and make my intersection point here and here. So now we know where to drill. Okay, we'll just duplicate that for the other side, and then we got to pull out a drill and get ourselves a glass and tile bit, all right? Okay. Hands and knees here. Almost. If you do not have a laser level yet, get one. It'll change everything you do. It'll take you from a DIYer to an expert. And for like 100, 120 bucks, it's definitely worth the investment. Okay, so I'm going to be using a combination of 2 different bits. One is a glass and tile bit. It's a very sharp tip. It's great on the glaze. And then this one is a diamond tip. This is great for boring the hole for the screw. They're both 1/4 inch, so they'll work together just nicely. This one will do a great job of getting the hole started, and this one will do a great job of finishing the hole without overheating. It's kind of why I use both, because there's no way I'm going to get 6 holes out of 1 bit. They overheat and they're garbage, okay? And I know, and you want to fuss around using water to cool it down and all that jazz all you want, but in my experience, no matter what you do, you're not getting 6 holes out of 1 bit. So you need 2. So you might as well make your life easy. We just start off right on that middle of that spot. This has a very, very sharp tip, so it doesn't run very much if you hold it at 90 degrees. So even on textured tile, we should be able to control this. Get a hole where we want it. Okay? Now, if you're a little off center, you put it in the hole, and then you just grab the drill and you kind of lean it towards you, because the cutting surface is all around the tip. All right? And so you can bore the hole after you start exactly where you want it. All right, there we go. And that's all we want to get for there. This is glazed, this is ceramic. This is why I love working with ceramic and not porcelain. There we go. Ceramic is much easier to work with, without a doubt. Yeah. Okay, let's get the other 3 holes started. Oh, the tip is still good. We might even get lucky and get all 6 here because it's ceramic. Right to the cement board. All right, well. So now we want to drill deep enough that we're going through the cement board as well, because the screw that we're going to use isn't really a cement board screw. So we'll create a clean path to the wood behind that. All right. All right, well, we got lucky. There we go. Next step is make sure you vacuum up your dust. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our hardware kits now to make sense of everything. First thing they've done, they provide me a bunch of wall anchors. If you need wall anchors when you're hanging a glass door, you didn't build your shower right, these will fail, okay? You're in trouble. But if you have to use it, you fold it down like that and you put it through a pre-drilled hole. And then when you put in the screw will come and pull everything nice and tight and give you resistance, okay? I did a video on wall anchors and showing you their effectiveness. Generally speaking, this will hold in place with the silicone after you're done. So if you silicone everything to your tile or your fiberglass shower unit, you're gonna be just fine. And these just hold things in place in the meantime while it's drying, okay? And if you have to do that, then just put on the 2 side rails and the bottom rail, silicone it all, come back the next day and install all your rails. Because silicone is actually pretty darn structural. And in the world of custom glass, that's all they use to install the glass. Silicone and some 2-sided tape to hold it in place while it's drying. And then after that, the silicone does all the rest of the work. So you can take advantage of that. We will be using some of this. And I have had people tell me over the years, Jeff, you should use silicone in the hole before you put the screw in. And I'm just like, yeah, I guess you could. But really, if you need silicone in that hole, you've done something wrong. I have the wrong side facing out. There we go. This screw should be long enough to go all the way to the wood. And of course it's not. All right, and there's our first problem of the day. This is my mounting screw. It's 1.5 inches, okay? So let's do the math. I got a 1/2 inch of gap. I got a 1/2 inch of tile and cement. I got a 1/2 inch cement board. That's 1.5 inches. Guys, really? Delta? Can you put in some bloody 2-inch screws? Is that too much to ask? I'm gonna run to the store and buy some 2-inch stainless steel screws because that hardware is a fail. Great. I'm gonna walk through the rest of this process and make sure I'm not gonna have any other difficulties. Let's just open up the rest of this and make sure we got what we need and do this right. Okay, that's a door rail hanging system. This is going on the door as well. Okay. This one, almost inevitably, is going to go here. So that the doors have a track to sit on. We got some short screws for that. Perfect. That'll work. These, more garbage we don't need. Probably got to do, yep, right there. Okay, no worries. Simple, simple, simple. what are those spacers? Let's see if we can find those in the instructions so it makes sense. Okay, so these go at the top for the track to sit on. Okay, fair enough. Nice. And then these are actually 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are supposed to be bumpers. Here, check this out. The screw head sits inside of it. So, okay. So then you would install your screw with the bumper. And so your glass doors would hit either side of that. That's cute. But then that really makes that screw short, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to see if I can get some 2.5 screws because that's ridiculous. All right. There we go. I'm glad I checked. I would have had to make a second trip. All right, big surprise, the hardware is a fail. That's okay. Ay. The only way this works is if you're literally just mounting this into the tile, okay? But whenever you're dealing with ceramic, don't do that. If you can at all, make sure you go all the way through to the wood. Quick trip to the store isn't gonna hurt nobody. Be right back. So now that I've got 2.5-inch screws, I'm going to install the screws in the track through these rubber gaskets that are bumper pad protections for the glass doors at the top and the bottom of each side. In the middle, we're going to install this gray bracket, which is like a receiver for the glass. Again, it acts like a bumper as well, but it also holds it all nice and steady. Once both sides are complete, we're going to cut the bottom trim. We're going to use our chop saw. And the way you would do this is you hold it tight to the fence and you get the saw to maximum speed and you slowly cut through your metal. This will create a perfect factory cut finish on any aluminum extrusion. We're going to repeat that for the top part of this track as well, trying to measure the maximum width as possible, knowing that we could cut it a second time if we had to shave it down. That'll eliminate the need for too much silicone in order to finish off the look. Once that's completed, there is this cute little safety bracket that slides up into the track, rotates over 90 degrees, and then you pre-drill and set your screw. That locks the top track in place and keeps it from being bumped off and having the doors fall all over the place. That's a great safety feature for tall people. Now we're at a place where we've got our glass doors opened up and we're taking a look at our wheels to find out that we have 2 sets of wheels. So these wheels came in box number 1. These wheels came in box number 2. The irony is that they cheaped out on the stainless steel screw length, but then they put in 2 sets of hardware. You know, hey, if the left hand doesn't talk to the right hand, no one knows what's going on, right? I think I like this. This seems to be a more robust wheel. And I just don't like dealing with metal parts around glass, to be honest with you. So the way this works is really simple. We are going to remove the screws and the nut and the little washer inside. These little things, they go in the glass, okay? And we are going to attempt to install this here. The frustrating part about this is I got big hands and these are tiny parts. So experience pays here. Take your packaging, all right? Pull this stuff out and give yourself some space to work, okay? Very important that your glass never comes in contact with any tile or any metal or any other hard surface. It's tempered glass, and that kind of resistance, it'll just shatter on the spot. And nobody likes it when that happens, I'll tell you right now. The cool thing about this is both of these glass doors are pre-drilled with exactly the same holes. Okay, so we're going to be installing the first piece of glass that goes inside the shower. And you can confirm with the track, but that means that this wheel will sit up and hang on the track like that. Okay? So the wheels, when they're mounted, actually hang back to back and each have their own track, okay? So that you got to keep that in mind. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount these wheels. This will be the inside of the glass. This side in. Oh, there we go. Just got that sign. Let's position this side in. I actually have this glass in the wrong order if I'm gonna put the wheels on. And then walk it inside. Okay. Now we're ready to go. Now, this particular glass comes with corner protectors. We're gonna leave them in place for now. Once I got the wheels on, I'll take these two off, and I won't take the bottom ones off until I've got it all installed. Just a little bit of a safety here. Now I'm gonna put a finger in behind, put in that little black gasket. All right. Now, this is inside. We want this wheel facing the back. We're gonna slide that over into position. I'm gonna get the nut where it goes. Okay, and do that to the other side as well. And then we can pull this glass forward and screw it together. There we are. And just hold your thumb over the nut. And you can see that the molding in that plastic there will hold the nut in position. Nice and gentle. Okay, you don't have to over tighten here. Oh, I am not on the right hole here, am I? Oh, I hate not being left-handed. Sometimes I try to do things that are convenient for the camera and not for me. That usually fails. All right, here we go. Second attempt. Hey, we found the hole, okay. Now, the reason for that little black plastic ring in the middle, it's a compression ring, and what it does is it forces the outside sleeve to have a restriction so it doesn't put too much pressure on the glass, all right? That's that simple. We're gonna remove this because once this is in the track, in the top, it's gonna be really hard to get access to that sticker. All right? Now, this is where things get interesting. All right, here we go, inside. Now, rest it on your feet, lean it forward, and then lift it up. And get it on that, and you should be able to pull down, okay? And it's just hanging. There we go. Nope, not on that wheel. There we go, now it's working. It actually was hanging on this little wheel here, not this one. That was close. Once again, the sleeve. The nut. This is actually, as far as wheel hardware is concerned, this is going really well. If you've ever seen some of my other shower door installations, and we've done a few different products out there, this is actually, I'm going to say, probably one of the simplest. I'm having no difficulty, even with my big fingers. This is great. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I did that wrong. Remember that whole careful this side in part? This wheel hangs the other direction. Whew. Okay. This whole assembly is going to hell in a hurry, isn't it? Let's try this again for the first time. Now I've got this. I've got my screw. Got my nut in. All right. Nice and easy. Okay. The other one turned around here. And my nut. Okay. Now, and this one ought to be a little bit more complicated. Let's see how it goes, because remember, the bottom of this shower has a lip on the front edge. So let's see if this swings in. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna clear. Let's get these, we'll lift it straight up now that we've got it inside that track, and straight down. All right, we're still engaged. That was quite simple. Now I'm gonna be really careful here with this, because I'm gonna deviate from the instructions here, because I don't like their design. Here's where I don't like their design. They're calling for me to use silicone and put these plastic tracks and cut them, install them underneath, okay? So that the glass will never come in contact with anything. And I can't stand that look. It just makes everything filthy. What's gonna happen is, over the course of just a few months, that is gonna start to discolor, it's gonna grab organics, they're gonna start to go change color. Remember, organics come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. Something as simple as dead skin or just shampoo getting trapped in that gap is going to attract organics. Here we go. Now, because I installed everything level and square, when you close this shower door, this little pinching mechanism guides it. Okay? There's not going to be any contact anywhere with anything else. There's no need to protect it. All right, that's going to work out really well. Matter of fact, I'll install that one right there. Now, I've got these two little short screws to set this in place. And I hate drilling into aluminum without pre-drilling. Okay, this is right in the middle. Now, just to be sure, I'm going to put one screw in, then drill the other side, because I don't want to be out of alignment. There it is. Isn't that crazy? Just gives you one thread. Wow. Okay. That's all it takes though, eh? One thread. Pop that in. Make sure that this isn't going to move around. Whenever you're dealing with plastic parts up against aluminum, if you can avoid the use of silicone, then all the power to you. Remember, this bottom track is not drilled through this plate, so we maintained our waterproofing system. And that means that we don't have to worry about all these other details. Now, okay. Yeah, all right, so right now it's a little shaky. I haven't put my silicone on that bottom piece yet. Once that bottom aluminum track is silicone in place, and I'm gonna be siliconing right here. And instead of using white, I'm gonna use a clear silicone. Careful, not translucent, okay? Clear dries clear, translucent over time goes yellow. So don't use the cheap stuff. Spend the extra couple bucks and get the clear, all right? Here we go, part number 3. And this should be the easiest part. It's just straightforward. Glass hardware. You get to decide how you want to do this configuration. Both pieces of glass have the same holes. All right. So if you put the towel bar in here, it can't act as a towel bar. But if you put the towel bar over here, then all you've got on the inside is this little tiny handle to open and close your door, which isn't really a big issue. You're gonna be that stubborn? Okay. Somewhere in here there's a key. looks like we got ripped off. Well, just so you know, glass door hardware kit comes with a little hole, okay? And you're supposed to have a tiny little Allen key for that so that you can put torque on it to put it in place. Now, unfortunately, this hardware feels a little light duty. Feels a little, how shall we say, aluminum, not brass with a chrome coating. That's disappointing, but not a big surprise at the same time, is it? So, what I'm gonna do, it comes with the same kind of a plastic washer that goes in the hole. Comes from one side, okay, fair enough. Okay, so everywhere you see there's a plastic gasket. There's a gasket on the handle, there's a gasket in here, and it acts like a top hat gasket that has a ridge for the other side. All right, so we got to install from here, bring this through, and thread it together. Nice and simple. And to make things really sexy, loosen it up. Okay. So that when you're done tightening it, that little hole is on the bottom, not on the top, so nobody sees it. All right. Come on. So that side comes in here with the hat gasket. All right. Just get a couple of turns on it here. There's the gasket, and there's the gasket. There's the thread. Before you tighten it up too much, just make sure all the gaskets are in the right position so that everything sits nice and flush. So I'm having a second reservation about this situation here. I'm thinking that if I cut these and stick them on the bottom of the glass, they won't bounce around so much in this track. And I'll get rid of the rattle. I'm gonna go cut these on the saw. We're gonna give this a shot. I might not be a big fan, but it just seems a little cheap and rattly right now, so what the heck. To install these, of course, I'll have to remove those two screws. Not a big deal. They can go right back where they came from because we haven't siliconed anything yet. I'm going to take this one out. Okay, let's see how much of a difference that makes. I can already tell it's going to be huge. Okay. All right, and let's see if that changes the dynamic. Yeah, right? That gets rid of that cheap rattly sound. That's, all right, there we go. So do that. Only thing left for me to do now is just run a clear silicone bead. Anywhere I go aluminum to tile, even if the tile is white, I use clear. Okay. There is no need to silicone anything on the inside of the shower. Okay. All we want to do is add some structural support right here on this corner and across the front and then back up this side No need to go around the tops. No need to goo it all up, okay? But we do want to have a watertight seal here. So that's the way that we're going to achieve that. That way, when you're having a shower, this overlap here with the shower going this way, it's never going to find its way around the corner. And if you run into that problem down the road, you can always go down to your local glass and shower supply store. They will have all of the transitions for like a plastic edge for here that has a fin. So it'll be a U-channel with a fin on it, and that can seal up to the next glass, okay? They have all those in stock. This is 1/4 inch glass. They'll have it for 3/8 for 1/2 inch as well. Whatever situation you run into, all right? So don't be afraid to go check. It'll be cheap. It'll be 10 bucks. So feel free to get one of those if you need it. Other than that, I'm just gonna clean up, get my silicone done, and then look forward to having my first shower in here. Yeah, that's right, because when I'm done, I'm moving in here for a couple months to try this place out. Why the heck not? I mean, every once in a while, I gotta spend a few weeks to enjoy these places that I'm renovating, eh? All right. Wow, listen, if that's helpful, and you want to learn more about how you can be your own contractor so that you don't have to be dependent on what's going on in the marketplace. I know a lot of people on our channel are starting side gigs, they're becoming handymen, they've done successful projects, they're selling their services. So don't be afraid to, you know, encourage or look out for that kind of information. You can jump in the comments section. Hey, does anybody do this? Right? Feel free to advertise what state, what city you're in, whatever. And if you got to do it yourself, you got to do it yourself. At least now you can, okay? Because that's the goal. Half the houses in this world are completely more than 40 to 50 years old, outdated, need to be remodeled. They're perfectly legitimate bones. And if you can buy an older house at a much reduced rate and fix up yourself over time, you get to earn all the equity, you get to have all that fun, develop new skills, and you can turn your house into a money-making machine because you don't pay capital gains on the house that you live in. Cheers to next time.